Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ask Us Anything, how to use the WLT Discord. This is a program that we've had requested. I've occasionally gotten emails from people just being like, how do I use this thing? And I've written, long tutorials that I've shared back and forth with people. It comes down to it, sometimes you just need a guiding hand, especially for these new programs and forms of social media that just don't often make sense. Uh, but before I hop into everything, I want to give us a few announcements of just things coming up this week and this month. First off, tomorrow we have a class with KB Brookins, Pitches That Land Bylines with Your Favorite Magazines. Let me grab the link for y'all, drop in the chat box. This is a class, how to pitch your work. If you're writing nonfiction, creative nonfiction essay, and you want to get in the magazine, this is a class to really get the basics on how to get that done. I highly suggest you check it out. KB's a wonderful person, great instructor. We also have this weekend how to set yourself apart in the agent search with Carrie Howland. This is part of our 2023 Agent Symposium. This is going to be all about, the agent search, but also what to put in your query letter to make it stand out, and just how to present yourself when you're meeting with agents. There's still a link in the chat. It's $25 for a ticket. Very, very cheap. Check it out. It's going to be a good one. And if you haven't signed up for it, we also have if you missed an agent symposium, or if you're just you're going to sign up for all of them anyways, we have a special ticket option called the Access Pass it'll give you all the previous recordings of all the agent symposiums we've done so far, plus a spot in the Zoom room for every future one we're going to do for the rest of the year. So if you haven't done that, check it out. It's on our website. Drop the link in the chat box. And then next month, our next free event is going to be WLT on the Craft of Writing with Deborah Deep Mouton. Here's the link. It's a free RSVP online on Zoom, where Deborah will be talking with a WLT staff member about her new memoir, as well as what goes into writing memoir and the specific aspects of craft she did. It's going to be a deep dive specifically in this book. It's going to be a great event. Deborah's a genius. I think y'all are all going to enjoy it. So I hope to see y'all there. That'll be live on Zoom. So RSVP, it's free. It'll be during our normal third Thursday slot next month. Also, there's a little book club that we did. All right. So again, this is going to be a special Ask Us Anything. Ooh, I'm going to pause here to record. This is recording for YouTube later. So I'm going to take a break. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask Us Anything, how to use the WLT Discord. This is a recorded webinar to be a bit of a tutorial and walkthrough, as well as answering questions along the way, all about how to use the new-ish social media program, Discord. I know there's a lot of hesitation and fear when you first see a new thing, especially with this program, which can be a bit, let's just say, confusing when you first start it up. And I want to be your guiding hand to help walk you through the confusion, to feel a bit more confident in trying things out and not being afraid to press a random button you don't know what it does. So this is going to be a tutorial from nothing to just starting out with Discord, to hopefully getting up to a little bit of an intermediate practice within the lunchtime hour. If this goes over, this is going to be a recorded session, so we upload it to YouTube after it is done. So it'll be free and available afterwards. And because this will be on YouTube, I want to note for the YouTube audience watching now that while we'll be sharing a few links in the chat box here in the Zoom room, you will be able to find those same links in the description of the video. So just look below there and you'll find it. So anyways, I don't want to belabor any points. Let's begin. I have this broken up into 3 segments. What is Discord? How do you join Discord? And then what do you do once you join? And ideally, we will not be actually using this slideshow too much. We'll be on the program itself or on my desktop launching the program, downloading it, creating an account. So we'll be working through all of that. So before I hop into, doing that, what is Discord? As you can see on the screen, it is an instant messaging application for your computer, phone, or tablet. It is free to use, and it's free to download, free to make an account, et cetera, et cetera. Discord, as its own, has no affiliation with the Writers League of Texas. As you can see in my little rough graph here, Discord can be broken up into several quote unquote servers. And you can imagine these as communities of people around a single shared interest or theme. The Writers League has a server, and it's based around writers who follow our programming or just are part of our community. And then these servers are broken up into channels. This is very abstracted. I'll be able to show you this a bit more once we download the program. And as we're walking through this, if you have any questions at all, do not be afraid to drop them in the chat box, drop them in the Q&A box, and I'll address them as they're relevant to my talk. Let's see. So one thing I think this will be very comparable to is if you've used Slack for work. If you are work from home or use computers with your job, you probably are familiar with the program Slack. It's very similar to that. You'll see in a moment. But anyways, so there's Discord itself. You'll make an account. You'll be associated with Discord, and then you'll join by being invited to via a link. You just click the link to a server, and you can be as part of as many servers as you like. That's an interesting thing about Discord is that since it's just a bunch of siloed communities, you can be as part of as many as you'd like, and they don't intermix. So like there'll just be a bunch of little options you can just click between to go to each of your communities. So once you're starting on Discord, I suggest just starting with a single community, dipping your toes in, feeling how it feels. And then, as you find interests that you also want to explore, if you're a writer and you want to find a server purely devoted to just sci-fi or something, you can find that. And you can join that and start talking with the several people there. There's a bit of a leap in learning how to talk to a community like this, because once you're in the server, every message you send in there will, for the most part, be able to be seen by every person in that server. So it's like you're talking to a group of people at once, or imagine being in a conference and you're in a big room in a conference hall and everyone's just like at their tables having conversations. It's just about having that freedom to walk up and join a conversation that's happening, or starting one with someone else, or someone is hopping in and saying stuff. It's just having that freedom to just say something in a room and have people respond to you potentially. But again, this is all abstract. We will get there in a second. Okay, so I have a question here. I think about the terminology of servers, about when you think about a server, it is, the computer server, like a big tower of buzzing sounds, making loud noises that make the internet work. This is not that, of course. This is just jargon, essentially. Imagine a server as a community. I think that's probably an easier word to swallow. Okay, so that's Discord in a nutshell. How do I join Discord? For us, it is as simple as clicking a link. I'm going to share this link in the chat. I'm going to ask you not to click it just yet. However, because I'm going to do it here on screen. Ooh. So we're going to take the link, and I'm just going to plop it right here in my desktop. And let's see. Evan has invited you to join WLT. I'm going to accept the invite. Whoops. There we go. Here's something already happening. I'm going to go ahead and, this is what happens with these live webinars. I'm going to go ahead and start over with just Discord page by itself. We're going to download the program because currently this computer does not have Discord downloaded. I'm not logged into an account. I'll give you guys a new invite in just a second. All right, so I'm going to download it. I'm on a Windows computer, so I'll download for Windows. But essentially, anywhere you go on any of your programs, your browser, your phone, your tablet, if you go to discord.com, you will be able to, it'll take you to the correct download you need. All right, I got it. So I hit my little download button and clicked the thing it downloaded. So now it's loading. All right, here's the program. And now it's downloading. You can access through a browser and not download the app. That is true. I think it tries to encourage you to download the app as opposed to using a browser, that you can use a browser to access it. All right. So after I've downloaded the program, I suggest you download the program, but also if you don't want to, I don't care. You don't have to. Use whatever works for you. But here we are. Discord is now downloaded on my computer and it's asking us to log in. I'm going to go ahead and create a new account. I want to walk through it with y'all. So create an account. I'll use my Writers League email address, evan@writersleague.org. If you guys have any questions, need any assistance, don't hesitate. Feel free to reach out to me. Evan@writersleague.org. I'll be happy to talk you through it. Then it prompts us here to create a username. This can be anything you want. My current username on Discord is just Evan. When you're in Discord, you have the ability to change how your name is displayed depending on the server you're in or the community you're in. I'm gonna go ahead and just say WLT writer. There we go. And don't worry about spaces. Don't worry about being unique. It will assign you it'll let you take whatever username you'd like. All right, I'm gonna make up a little username real quick. And then ask for your date of birth. This is to confirm that you are allowed to make your account according to Discord terms of service. You have to be at least 13 to have an account. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, this is not my birthday. See, the Writers League is 40 years old. I believe that means we were in, or a little over 40 years old. I believe it was 1981. I think we were in November, so I'll do that. Y'all can test my account later. Beep, boop, beep, boop. I am a human. I'm gonna allow access because it is an outside messaging program. I'm gonna keep testing if I'm a human or not. Just following the instructions that it's giving me here. And now I've created an account. Now I have to verify my account by email. So it sent me a link. I click the verify by email and send me a link to my email address. So I'm going to go ahead and address it. All right, I've now received my email from Discord. I'll move over here. Verify email address for Discord. Hey, WLT Writer, thanks for registering your account. Click below to verify your email address. Click the link. This is my ad blocker. And then again, verify I'm human. And then continue to Discord. So I'm now in Discord. And as you can see, it's got this little display here. It's got my account here in the bottom, WLT Writer, with some special numbers related to me. It's prompting me to add friends. This is a way you can just direct message people, and that's just a private message between you and that person. And also right here, it's got this little jumping exclamation point. It's asking me if I would like to add a server. So from here, this is going to be the main setup. You can either add servers, you can create your own server and share that with your friends and have a whole private little community, or you could add friends and then talk to them one-on-one, as long as they have a Discord account. And then the way you would add that is to add a friend is to add their username with the little special numbers attached to them, like here in the corner. Probably a little hard to see that, but it says WLT writer with a space, hashtag 9985. Here's a little bigger. And you can even copy and paste it and send it to your friends. All right, so let's join the WLT server because we've now downloaded the account, download the program, create an account. I'm going to try my link once again. Hopefully now it will allow me. Okay, so I clicked the link again after I've downloaded the program and created an account. And it's now brought up this page automatically to, I've been invited to join WLT. I just click join WLT. I am now part of the server. So right there, we've solved the problem. If it does not let you do it, create an account, try and download the program. And once you've done that, it hopefully will allow you to do it again. If it does not work, reach out to me, evan@writersleague.org, and I'll be happy to send you a individual invite. When you add a friend, does that person need to be a member of WLT? No. When you add a friend, again, this WLT is actually not associated with Discord as a service, as a company. All we do is have a server, which anyone can have a server. It's completely free to make one, and it's usually completely free to join any server, as long as you have a link to join. Okay, hoping to find different channels in WLT for genres and other categories. Are those channels on the WLT server? I'll get to that in just a moment. So I've clicked the invite link to WLT. It's brought me here. I clicked accept invite, and now it says, welcome to WLT. This is a safe place to chat about writing, reading, or discovering your writing community. Here's some things to do here. Introduce yourself to the server, talk about anything writing related here, or are you reading anything interesting? And these are all links to different channels within the server. So again, when I showed you my little graph here, there's Discord as a service. Sorry, I'm using two monitors. There's Discord as a service. So this is Discord. And then there's your servers right here. So I'm only in one server, the Writers League server. So I click my server, and each server is broken up into channels, exactly like you said, Chuck. So, sorry, do you have to download the app? It's a kind of a squishy question. They try and encourage you to download the app and make it more difficult to use the browser version, but there is a browser version of Discord. But it is easier to download the app. And this process is roughly the same for Windows, Apple, iPhone, Android, iPad, etc. It's about the same thing, except when you're going to download it, you'll probably download it from your app store or the Google Play Store. Anyways, look, I'm now in the server, and there's all this information in front of me. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So right here, this pop-up just appeared. You must complete a few more steps before you can start talking to the server. You must complete a few more steps before talking. And that same message is appearing everywhere I go, which essentially means you have to agree to the rules here. I'll answer that question in just a second. So first off, there is rules related to joining the WLT server. So there's this whole channel right here at the top. You'll be dropped in the moment you join, rules. And I encourage you, please read through them. This is the standard of ethics that we're going to ask you to hold when joining this server and by participating in the server. And it's pretty standard stuff. Rule 1, act in accordance with the Discord community guidelines. There's a link right here. And some of the things are included in that, but aren't limited in there is do not encourage the harassment of others, do not organize or promote hate speech, do not make threats of violence or threaten to harm others. Rule number 2, be respectful, treat other people with kindness, be welcoming and supportive, no spam, no soliciting. There are going to be channels in here that are related to promoting your work, but it's not, just don't spam the channel with it. We're a group of people talking. It's like walking into that conference hall. There's everyone having their conversations, and then you just start shouting that, there's a new movie you like, and you just keep shouting that over and over again. Be respectful that there are other people in this space and engage with it because there are other people in this space. Any action may be taken by moderators against behavior that's not listed here. The rules are subject to change. Again, this is just a catch-all for if you're doing something that we don't specifically call out here, but is clearly not conducive to community. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you about it and say, hey, that's not cool. Can you cut it out? Or we'll talk to you about the action. And all the above applies to your profile pictures, your username, your custom status. So don't show up in here with like a username that's just a bunch of expletives, or etc. And if you break one of these rules, or you're worried that someone is doing so, let one of the moderators know, usually me, either by direct messaging us or pinging me, which I'll explain that in a second, and then we'll come to a decision of what we need to do here. And if you've ever been kicked from the server, I've never had to kick someone from our server, and you like to appeal being kicked or banned, reach out to a staff member or email me, evan@risely.org, with more information, such as your username and the nature of the ban and why you feel that decision should be changed, and we will talk to you about it. All right, so I've read the rules. Now I can just hit this little complete button down here. Just complete a few more steps. Complete. All right, agree to rules. Here's just, again, a few more, distilling it down. Treat everyone with respect. No harassment. No sexism, racism, hate speech are tolerated. I've read the full rules on the rules channel. If I see something against the rules that make you feel unsafe, let the staff know. I've read and agreed to the rules. Submit. All right. I now have access to the whole server. I will circle back to this question of the current negative news surrounding Discord closer to the end of the program, just so I can focus on this tutorial half right now. All right, so I've read the rules. Now let me give you a little overview of what's going on here. So again, I've talked about this is Discord as a whole. You can see here, this would be where all my private messages would be had if this account had any friends yet. This left column here is devoted to all the different servers I'm in, currently just WLT. And then in this column right here is a list of all the channels held on the WLT server. So first off, I like to recommend you go to introductions. This is where you can come in and write a little thing about yourself. So I'm all right. Hello. Right down here is the chat bar, by the way. So you can click down here and this is where you can insert any message you're trying to send. Hello. I am Evan, currently doing a tutorial, misspelled tutorial, or Discord. Hello, I'm Evan, currently doing a tutorial for Discord. Other people say, hello, I'm blank, I live here, here's what I write. It's just an easy little thing to say. Oh, Sarah, I see you already in the chat box, you're following along. Yeah, please, if you're following along right now, go ahead and drop your introductions. Yeah, look at this little channel. While we're looking at introductions, I'm gonna just give a brief overview of what our different channels are here. So there's the rules channel we saw and agreed to. There's the announcements channel. This is where the moderators can drop little announcements. You can't talk in here, but if we have an upcoming event or if we're going live on YouTube, a little notification is dropped here. This welcome channel is just a little zone where everyone who creates an account is just logged, or creates an account and joins our server is logged. Introductions. Julie from Austin, mystery thriller writer. I'm going to go ahead and actually add a reaction to her message here and say a little wave. Hello. That's one of the things I love about Discord is you get to do little reactions to people. Also, another thing you may notice is some of these people have different colored names. I'll get to that in a moment as well. So there's introductions. Um, the way you get these different colors is this other channel called roles. And this is another way of just kind of giving yourself a little bit of flair on the server. So here's this one for genres. If you write any of these genres, you can react with the associated emoji and have that associated with your account. So you can see all these reactions already down here. So let's see, I write short fiction. So I'll do this little guy with a mustache. And I also write sci-fi and fantasy. So I'll do this little alien. So now I have these two little things done, and associated with my account, as you see, WLT Writer is now green. And if I click on it, you see sci-fi, fantasy, short fiction. Who else is introducing themselves? So here you are, Sarah. Hello. Under roles. I apologize if the text is too small, everyone, as well. I believe there's a way to make it larger, but I'm blanking on how to do so currently. Another thing to note is if you're a WLT member, you can also give yourself the WLT member role, again, by clicking the little button down here. And then it's telling me that I'm interacting. Don't worry about that yet. Here is the general channel. This is where you can see every channel has a topic, and the topic is listed next to the little title up here. So this is the main chat. The topic is wild. Anything writing related, you can drop in here. We have general, but we also have writing general because I've had a little bit of stuff. And this is really to talk about sharing your work, talking about craft, or working to organize a group. So here we have someone talking about having just made 40K on their new book, and they only have 10 days to finish. Ooh, that's stressful. Every week we have a member come in and ask how everyone else is doing. We do a little check-in. So if you're wanting to check in, do so. We have a question in the chat saying, if we want to participate in a future write-in, is there a way to search through introductions to learn more about the other participants? Yes. So there's the hard way, which is you see it's just a long list. You can just scroll up. That is slow, it's hard, it's difficult. Let's say you already know who you're looking for. We have a little search bar right here in the corner. And this search bar is across the entire channel you're in. So the moment I clicked it, you see all these options pop up. So you can say, I'm looking for a message from a certain person. For that, I think that applies to here. So I'm looking for from, let's do Evan. Let's do my main account. So I'll type in Evan and it pops up there. And now it pulled up every message I've sent in this server. But there's a way to verify is if you type in, in, and you click the in channel, and then you're for introductions. You type in introductions, it'll autofill it right there for you. And you see every message Evan has sent in introductions. So here it's organized from most recent to oldest. So here's the oldest message sent in this channel. I can click this jump button and it'll bring me all the way up to the top to where I sent that message. So look, hello, I'm Evan, Member Services Manager and Digital Content Manager at WLT. All right, spec fix, short stories and screenplays. Looking forward to see this community grow. And you see a bunch of other fellow people joining the server, introducing themselves. The search feature is a little bit technical, I accept, but it's pretty useful once you get the hang of it, especially with the jump feature. And even if you can't do all that, like you can just type in search. Don't worry about that. You type in, just search Evan, and then it'll start auto-populating from user Evan or mentions user Evan. So who mentioned me? Look, I got replies here, someone replying to Evan, and other people have added me before. You see, thank you at Evan for hosting a great member meetup today. So it's not as difficult to use that. And you saw that I jumped up to the top, but now there's like new messages popping up in here. So I can either make the notification go away, or I can go down here, it says I'm viewing older messages. And I can just hit jump to present. And it'll bring me all the way back down. So this server, this channel here, welcome to the server. Introduce yourselves here. We went over that. There's general, which you can just talk about whatever. Writing general, where you talk about writing. Random, there's another, if there's something completely chaotic you want to bring up, you want to share a meme, you want to talk like someone shared writing style alignments here. I shared this clip from Something's Gotta Give of Diane Keaton writing a book and crying. Great scene, great movie. You can share that in this channel. Another great channel is what we are reading now. If you are reading a book, please let us know what book you are reading. We have someone talking about Jeff Vandermeer's Annihilation, talking about Wizard of Earthsea. You know, drop a review, say what you're reading, engage with what other people are reading. If you saw something you like, look, I'm picking up my favorite book of all time, Annihilation. I've been meaning to read that. That alone says it's time to start reading, and like there's a little conversation going on. There's this write-in channel, which this is for people to organize write-ins. So here's people in the New York area, I believe, working on finding a group to write together. And you know, this is just a place to organize. And this is all in the general tab of our server. So I'm going to close this little general thing. We still have a few more things, but it's under publishing and marketing, because we tried to organize this a little bit. So first off, there's querying. If you're querying right now, there's a place to share resources, tips, tricks, or find solidarity. We've had a lot of people, you know, come in, find people to share their query letters, to give each other notes, or just etc. Feel free to do so. You're this place to use as you will. Marketing and more. If you're working on marketing your book, you know, we have people sharing their Substack. We have sharing advice and feedback on, you know, ways to get yourself heard on social media. Publishing updates is talking about the industry at large. So like we've had a talk about AI happening in here and like the chat GPT stuff. We're like, oh, I wonder how this is affecting, how this is going to affect our work. And we share news articles and et cetera in here. Indie and self-publishing is all about indie and self-publishing. We actually had a group form in Austin that meets every month. And we created the server because they formed this group, or not the server, this channel. Even I get confused by the jargon, people, I'm sorry. This channel we created because they were looking for a place to specifically talk about sharing their resources about self-publishing and organizing their monthly meetups. So I encourage you to join in here, because there is, if you're a self-publisher, I've had my eyes open by a lot of the resources they shared here alone. This is an indispensable resource, I believe. And there are in this server plenty of great members, but also we've had some instructors come in and they share additional information if they're kind enough to do so. I'm not going to name any names, but for self-publishing, there has been a lot of talk in here from some of our self-publishing instructors sharing additional resources. Finally, we have a self-promotion channel. This is where if you're having a work come out, please let us know. Share a link to buy it. Just don't, you know, go to every channel in the server and be like, hey, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Drop it here. And you send one message. You know, the conversations happening here aren't overwhelming. There's not a deluge of text that you have to read. You don't have to join the server and read every single message that has ever been sent. You don't have to do so. You can just hop in and say what you'd like. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, so I've walked through all the channels of the server. I've walked out through the server, like what it is, how to join it, create an account, download the program. So now you're seeing, I'm having all these notifications pop up. You know, people are messaging in introductions, this welcome server. I've had a DM from the robot attached to our server. This is just a bot that does things automatically on our server. You don't have to worry about it if you get a message from it. But this is a direct message. So this is not public to everyone in the WLT server. It's completely separate. I'm going to give you an introduction on a few more basic interactions with the WLT server, or just Discord in general. And then we can talk more about philosophy, about why use Discord, or talk about what's the purpose over Twitter, over Mastodon, over other such things. And I'll get to that in just a bit. So some of the things I already showed you guys how to do is send a message, how to navigate between different channels, how to access your server, and if you're in other servers, continue through them. And I also briefly showed you how to react to a message. So people who are already following along, please try and figure out how to send a little hand wave or find a role, because that is reacting to messages. And it's a fun little way to reply without sending a whole message. So here, Michelle from Asheville, I'm going to react to you. So I'm going to go here, and this little smiley face, the plus sign, says add reaction. I'm going to click it, and then just a little emoji keyboard pops up. There are all the basic emojis, and the Writers League server itself has its own emojis. I'll give you a little WLT circle. Sweet. Thanks for the kit. It's looking like Writing in General is the incubator for specialty genre in other communities. Yes, we do not currently have specialty genre channels because we don't want to silo your work. We want to keep you with as many people as you can, because there is a lot of opportunity for cross-pollination and gaining more resources by talking to other people. But also, if you just say, hey, I have a sci-fi question, the sci-fi people will be tuned in and reply to you anyways, So that is my encouragement. But yeah, so I went and reacted to the W here. We had Michelle here figure out that not only can you send reaction, you can send GIFs. So here in the message box, you can send a message, but there's these little options over here. Here's to choose an emoji. This is to pick stickers. We don't have them in the servers. You can disregard this button. And here's to pick GIFs. And this works just like Facebook, just like Messenger and other apps like that, where it opens up a special keyboard. You can search for your GIFs. You can pick, I don't know, a hungry GIF. I got a yellow exclamation point and cannot post. Joyce, I had the same thing. And what you need to do is accept the rules. So there is, or you're in the wrong channel. If you've already accepted the rules, there are some channels you are not allowed to message in, such as the rules channel, the announcements channel, and the welcome channel. You're not allowed to message in these. These are only for moderators or for the robot to automatically do it. Any channels you can message in are outside these three. They're all down here. So you can move to general and say, I'm writing a message. I don't know why this yellow exclamation point isn't going away from me, because I have some stuff. Have a conversation. Skip all tips. I don't need those. I guess that's a tutorial they have built in. Discord has a lot of tutorials on their own, I will mention, and they are very good. If you have questions that you're afraid to ask me, afraid to ask the server, if you Google Discord support, they have a ton of articles, and they have an email to reach their support team directly there. Joyce cannot reach the rules to accept them. You'll be able to see this in the YouTube re-recording afterwards, because they'll be there. But when I had it, it said this little message here that said, like, there is a step you must complete before joining, and there's a button that said complete task. And I clicked that button, and then a pop-up showed up, and then I could hit accept rules, accept, and then that allowed me access to the rest of the server. Of course, I look forward to seeing your first message. Continuing, So I've reacted to messages now. Again, I encourage you all to react. Also, feel free to send GIFs if it's part of the conversation. You can do it. Please do it. So it's fun. It's fun to send a GIF. But also, other things you can do is you can share a file. This little plus sign right here will let you upload a file, either an image that, if you have a fun little image you want to share that's relevant to the conversation or starting a conversation, you can do so. But also, if you're talking to someone and they're like, hey, I want to read your query letter, I'll be happy to give you notes. You can upload a file and then upload the PDF or Word document of your query letter, and they can access it and download it from Discord. But again, note, from these channels in this server, this is all visible by everyone else in the server. It's not to everyone in the whole internet, but everyone in the whole server. So up here, I'm clicking, this is options up here in this top bar, says threads, notification settings, pinned messages, and member list. I'm gonna click this, and this is everyone that's in the server currently. The people who are logged in are at the top, and the people who are not logged in are at this bottom grayed out. So you can already see there's plenty of people in the server. So if you're sending a message, these people will be able to see it. So if you're afraid of sharing something that you do not want to have seen, you don't have to do so. Catherine, I will be sending out the link to this to everyone who RSVP'd, but it will also be in our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course. If you are very specific and do not want to share this publicly, and you're like, someone wants to give you feedback on your query letter, here's how you can direct message someone. Here's how you can add them as a friend. Jean, you're a board member here. I'm going to use you as an example. So here you can see Jean here. I'm going to click on Jean's name and click on it. And you can already see there's all this information. Jean's already a board member, is part of the Agent Symposium, is a member, has attended the writing retreat and 2022 Agents and Editors Conference. These are special little things. We do private channels. I'll get into that a little bit for special events. But for Jean, I want to say, hi, Jean. This is a direct message. Now I'll hit enter, and it takes me automatically to direct messages. And I've now started a private direct message with Jean, who I can now choose to add as a friend. I'll send a friend invite there. She can accept or reject it as she wishes. And it is a whole private conversation thread with just Jean. Hey, Evan, here's a question. Say I want to create or be part of an accountability group. Can I ask for that channel to be created for this, or create a thread on our existing channel? These are both great questions. If you're looking to create a group, I encourage you to just go to Writing General and say, hey, I write this. I'm looking for people to start a physical group, in-person group. Here's where I live. I live in Austin, Texas. Do you want to join my in-person writing group? And then someone might say, yes, please let me do so. And then you can then message them and start in direct messages and talk there. Or if you want to become more public, you can do so here. And if you are creating a writing group that are allowing more and more people to join, I will create a private server, a private channel, not server, a private channel for you. You just have to tell me, give me a name of the people that's in your group, what you want your little writers group to be called, and then it'll pop up somewhere over here. There'll be a special thing marked private channels. The way we do these private channels, I'm going to give you guys an example using our Agent Symposium. It's all done through these little roles here. If it's for a private group like that, I will personally assign them. But here is automatic. Let's say I want to join the Agent Symposium. I've already RSVP'd. This new chat has appeared, private chats, Agent Symposium. So I can click it. And now there's a whole new chat that was completely hidden from me just a second ago. So only join it if it's relevant to you, I ask, but there's to do so. And again, Jean also mentions, can I create a thread on an already existing channel? You can. There is a That is another way of replying to someone. Is one, you can just, if someone says something here, you say it, hi, I'm Evan, and then Jules here said, hi, Evan, I'm Julie. Um, that's one way of replying to someone. Another way is being more direct, which is on this message, you can see the react button. There's a super react button. This is something for if you're a paid member of Discord. I'll get into what the paid membership does. You don't have to use it though. And then there's this reply button. And we'll click the reply button. I'm already replying to just this message. So I say, all right, also write thrillers. And now you can see this little line pops out here. Hey, Evan, Julie from Austin, mystery thriller writer. I also write thrillers. So I've now replied. If Julie was to reply to this, it would prompt Julie with the option of creating a thread, which we could also just do by right-clicking, I believe. No. All right, that's my bad. Where is it? You can create a thread through one of these buttons here, but it's essentially is if people keep replying to the same messages and like a link, they'll offer you to create basically an offshoot of the conversation that can be. It's like a channel within a channel. It's a little complicated, and I don't think you necessarily have to use it or learn it. You can just completely work here and just say hello and reply. Have you had access to Agent Symposium channel? Yes. If you go to roles, I showed you earlier how to give yourself these genres. Thank you, Gene. I will show that in just a second. You see how I add sci-fi in this? There's also this thing, are you attending the 2023 Agent Symposium? If you are attending, you can click the little mushroom, and then it'll automatically make this channel appear for you. Thanks for joining us, Martha. Gene mentioned if you'd like to create a thread, you can click the little 3 dots next to message. I'm missing it. It's somewhere in here. I think it's if you're doing those longer chat replies. Yeah, Gene has it. Discord's a little confusing as things. There's this help button up here in the corner, by the way, which will automatically open the support pages. Something to note is if you have a question that you really can't answer, if no one else can answer it for you in the server, click the help button and then try and search through any of Discord's great articles. But also, if you have a question about the server, go to general and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I send those little reaction emojis? How do I do that? And then someone will answer you. I will do it. Another member of the community will do it. Where this is a community designed to support you and, have you support others. Other quick things to note before I hop into the more philosophical things about like why use Discord is there's this pinned messages thing that appears on some of these channels, which is I can go in as an admin and if I think a message is relevant to other people, I can pin it. And here we had someone share an article about how to start a writing group of your own. And this is a message sent further up above. I can click jump, and here it is. But also I can just interact with it here. Posts and writers article, I can click it. And I can visit the site. And it'll take me to Posts and Writers, this article that was shared. We have a few of those throughout our server. It's not a ton, but especially in like indie self-publishing or publishing updates, I've pinned a few messages that I think are useful that people would want to look at. I'll scroll all the way back down or jump to present. Okay, last few things to talk about. Paid membership. Discord is a free service, but you can pay to utilize additional benefits. These are all completely superfluous. You saw how there are special emojis. For example, on the Rising server, we have a W and this sad trombone. If you pay for Discord and you're part of several other communities, they might have their own emojis. And you're allowed to use those emojis between servers if you pay for it. If you don't pay for it, you can only use the server emojis within the server that it comes with. And there's also this super reactions thing, which is it's just like reactions, because if you hit super reaction and do it, it makes a little animation too, and you have to pay for that. Again, it's all just like flair above all. It's not super required. You could use Discord for as long as you like and never have to pay for it. So like don't feel the need to do so. Um, there's this gift button. This is a way to easily give Discord more money, and you just don't have to click that button. You don't have to. Kim asks, is there a way to search for members with the same genre labels? I'm trying to think of that. I don't think there's an easy way to do so. No. You can go here. The easiest way to do so is go to this roles thing, and you're looking for sci-fi people. You can hover over it, and you see it lets me click it. This has been reacted by a WLT writer, Alu, Tristan, and 54 others. I can click that, and here's a list of all of it, of everyone who's clicked this button. And if you click a button on accident, you can just unclick it and it goes away, or click it again, and it takes away. Yeah, so that'll help you find other writers. I encourage you to not just send people messages unprompted. If someone, look for an invite. Look for starting a conversation first, and then talking to the people who reply to you in the public channel before moving to a private channel. One thing to note, as part of the rules of this server, the rules of our server will extend. I mean, we extend the rules of engagement to those private messages with people between the server. So if someone is sending you a direct message that is making you feel uncomfortable, please reach out to me and I will handle the situation. Okay, so why do we use Discord? It's a social media platform, first of all. So it has all the benefits of using a social media platform, but all the cons of using one. So for one, you can really only get out of it what you put into it. It's a community of people talking. So the only way to get use out of people talking is to talk in it, talk with other people, and showing up, reading messages people send them. You can lurk, hide in the background and not message and just see what people are typing, but I really encourage you to just feel free to reply, say something. If someone's talking about your favorite book, let people know that's your favorite book. If someone's talking about writing a short story and they're like, I don't know what to do about my ending, you're like, well, I had a problem with my ending once and here's what I did. Feel free, just hop in, say something. The more you talk with people, the more you'll engage with the community and get the benefits of being part of a community. So that's the reason to use this thing, is that this is a group of people, writers, and they're also they share the same interest of writing, but also knowing the Writers League of Texas, which means they have some connection to Texas. Probably they might live nearby you. Some people live in New York, some people live in California, and they're still part of the server. But also, like, there's people here to talk with you, and they'll be happy to chat and help you. You can form groups of people nearby you, groups online. Discord itself has a way of voice chatting and video chatting with people for free, just like Zoom. You can do it within the program, and you can do that within groups or one-on-one. So you can create a complete online writers group with this. But also, because this is a community that is based on people who have you can only join this community by being invited. That you can post something in here and it won't go viral like on Twitter, like on Mastodon. It won't spread out outside this community. So this is a place more for finding resources and support, more than really, if you're trying to sell something, you're not really going to get very far. People in here will probably support you if you build yourself up in the community. If you talk to people and they know who you are, they'll want to buy your book, of course. But Yeah. So if you're looking for promotion, this is not where you go to promote your work necessarily. This is where you go to find help learning how to promote your work, finding advice, other writers who are doing the exact same thing you are, or have done the exact same thing you are doing and need and know how, the answers of what works. This is where you go for that. So if you this is a place to join where, like, if you have a question, you're looking for people who can provide you an easy answer. Come on, come say, drop your question, say hello. Um, and that's really what Discord's for. It's a social media platform, but it's for people who share your interests and share your stuff. As a platform, it was invented by a group of friends who want an easy way to talk while they're playing video games. And they've I can imagine a channel for craft for stuff like Michael Knoll used to provide. Yeah, I encourage you to share if you have a craft book recommendation or talk about craft to do it in here. I'm trying not to make too many channels because I think what we have here will serve most needs that are here. And if you need a private channel, can do so. But I don't want to stratify conversation when we can just, all have a single place that we can talk that will not already be overwhelming. And this isn't overwhelming. You can see we get a few messages a day maybe, and hopefully more as we grow. But this is not a overwhelming community to be a part of. People will not spam you with comments, will not spam you with likes and whatever. This is a place that is just to have a simple chat. If you're worried about notifications, spamming, etc., there is an option as well. You see again, there's this little badge, this highlighted. Let's say I don't want to hear that. I can say I can mute it, and then I can. I'm looking at my laptop while I'm playing with my desktop. I can mute it until I turn it back on. It's grayed out. I can still click it and see the messages, but it will not notify me. Also, there is that notifications button. It will usually you will only get like a little pop-up notification when someone mentions you. But you can also change it to never give me that pop-up notification. You can do that. You can do that as a server-wide thing as well. I showed you from the channel list, but you can come here and do the exact same thing. Mute server for an amount of time or until you turn it back on. Change the notifications for all the server. You can hide stuff, show channels, etc. And that's a way to deal with notifications. Do we have any other questions as we go? I know we had the question about Discord has been in the news recently because of its connection with a leak, an information leak, and this is specifically that does not affect what the Rise League does because of the nature of how it is built. That happened in a server that it was built around doing that. So that would have no connection with the Writers League server at all. So to answer the question from earlier of will the Writers League move away because of connotations happening due to Discord being part of a news story? No, because as Discord works, it's all decentralized. It's not really part of that. Will have no effect on our community at all. All right. It's 1 o'clock. I know there's a lunchtime event, so if you have to go, you are free to go. But I'm also here to answer questions. If there's something I glossed over, if there's something that you need more specific answer for, I'd be happy to chat with you about it here while we're still available. So I'll pause for a moment if people are here and wait here. So if I join. So thank you so much. This really helped me. Thank you for joining. Thank you for asking for questions. Thank you for suggesting this. Okay, Chuck is asking, if I joined the WLT server and joined one for a podcast, will you have access to them both? Exactly, yes, you will. So how do I get the invite to WLT? I will be sending an email out with the recording. I'll share a new invite to WLT in that email, so you'll be able to access. So expect that in your inbox. in a little while. But about accessing different communities, I don't have another invite on hand right now. So actually, you see, these are my direct messages. The robot told me I got the Agent Symposium role. I have message requests from people wanting to direct message me. And I have the WLT server here. I can now either create my own server, and I can start, if there's like, oh, let's create a server where I can hang out with people. I'll create my own for me and my friends. And then I can just hit create. And now there's a whole nother server in my list here. And I can, create channels, have a voice channel where I can voice chat with people. Or there's this explore public servers. WLT is not listed upon this. So like you can't find us here. Random people won't find us. Only people in the WLT community can find us. But if you're looking for something more big, these are some big servers. So let's look up writing in this explore page. All right, here's the Writing Hub. There's 10,000 members of the Writing Hub. If I click it, I can join it. So let's see, I'll hit join the Writing Hub. Let's see, they have a special onboarding thing. So before joining, read these rules. Okay, I can click them and be taken their stuff. I can choose a role. Whoa, these are already fancy stuff. So I'll do, I don't know, I'm the mentor, and hit finish. And now I am in this new server with 10,000 people in it. This is a bit more overwhelming than the RiseLink server, I'll tell you that. But now I can come in and say, oh, I'm looking for advice. I'm looking to meet someone. I don't know. NaNoWriMo channel. There's all kinds of things you can join. So as long as you have an invite, it'll just appear in this little left bar that you can interact with now. And I can just swap between them. They have no feed over between either one. But now it's there. And if I don't want to be a part of it anymore, I can just hit right click on that server, or if you're on like a phone or a tablet, you can long press it and I can just hit this leave server button. And look, it's gone now. I don't have to worry about it. Do we have any other questions? All right. I'll give us just to 1:05, I guess, if there's someone typing out furiously to get their question in. But please, homework for today, join the server, accept the rules, introduce yourself, and then tell us what you're reading in the What We Are Reading Now channel. That's your homework. Please start talking in this server. You're welcome. There's already a bunch of great writers here that are here to support you and be your own cheerleaders. This is a group that's made to help you get to where you're going. I hope that this was elucidating. I hope this was a way to not make it as scary as it can be. As you can see, all this text here on this page, it does look scary, but it's not scary. All you have to do is just see what's being messaged and reply to it. And if you're scared, if you need help, you can either use Discord support, you can send a message within the server asking for help, or you can email me, evan@risely.org, and I'll be happy to talk with you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me all today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you around on Discord. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.